My name is Kelsey Ferentz. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Bowling Green, Ohio. My thoughts on suicide. I definitely think it's a choice. However, um, I feel like people are pushed to that point that it almost blurs into not having a choice. I believe that all people have that choice whether they want to commit suicide or not, but I feel at some points people's minds get so clouded that they feel that it isn't a choice anymore, that they hurt so bad that this is the only option to make things better. I clearly, I don't mean, I definitely don't support people committing suicide. Do I think that that's like a sin to commit suicide? No. I understand why people commit suicide. I understand that they're hurting, that they're in pain, and while I obviously am not encouraging people to commit suicide, I understand it. Um, yes, I have thought about killing myself. I, from about age 12 to now, I dealt with self mutilation, cutting myself, just suicidal thoughts in general. Um, Last year, I was diagnosed with clinical depression and put on an antidepressant, and that definitely helped me with my suicidal thoughts. I definitely have not. I mean, I still have my moments. I think what has stopped me in the past, even before I got on the antidepressants, was I have, while I have a very, very bad relationship with my mother, I have a very good relationship with my father and my little brother. And I feel I don't think I could do that to either of them because I know that it would, even when my moments of pain where I feel like nobody will care if I'm gone, I know that it would really make things really bad for them if I committed suicide. Or plus, I mean, I've over the years I've had a growing support system from my friends, from the little bit of family that I am close with, that I feel a lot more open than I did when I was 12, 13, whatever, to talk about how I'm feeling, what's going on, etc., etc. I don't feel like I have to keep it hidden as much as I used to. Um, I have never done any drugs. I mean, I'm on prescription drugs, but I've never smoked weed. I've never, done any drugs. Alcohol, I'm not a heavy drinker. Um, I'll have like a wine cool every once in a while, but those don't even, that barely has any alcohol in it. So I don't really engage in drinking and ever doing drugs. Um, I don't know if I necessarily think that people who are doing drugs or drinking have a higher rate of possibly committing suicide. I feel like that's more a way of maybe that people are coping with it, I guess. But I don't really think that just because somebody like does drugs or drinks or goes out partying and does those things is more likely to be suicidal or commit suicide. I don't think so. My thoughts on homosexuality. Well, I'm a lesbian, and I've identified as a lesbian since I was like 12. Um, I'm obviously very for gay rights and marriage equality and adoption equality and all that jazz. So, um, I do think that gay, lesbian, transgender, etc. teens are more likely to commit suicide because we go through. I'm not going to say so much more because for me, I had a really, really good support group and really good friends when I was coming out. That was never really a problem for me. I never felt shunned. I never felt, that I know I was never harassed. I was never, bullied for it, but I'm one of those exceptions. For the most part, I do know people who are bullied and made fun of and isolated for being gay, or even just questioning. They may not even truly be gay. They're just going through that stage where they're questioning, and people are cruel. People are really cruel. Um, I definitely feel that gay teens are more likely to commit suicide because we also, it also depends on your family. I know a lot of my gay, lesbian, transgender friends whose families do not support them at all in this whole, transition and whatever. They tell them they're going to hell. They've kicked them out of houses, etc. And for me, thankfully, when I came out, that didn't happen. But I feel like for those teens who may not have any support group at all, may not have, like a GLBT group at school, or a good group of friends who are accepting, or the family, or whatever, if they don't have any of that, and they don't feel that they can talk about just their regular feelings that every teenager goes through, straight, gay, bisexual, whatever, I feel like if you bottle those things up inside, which a lot of gay, lesbian teens have to, that makes you definitely more prone to depression and suicide and those kind of things. So I hope that helped.